Thank you so much, Somraj, for joining us on this podcast at Dawdle. Before we go to the set of topics that we have for Somraj, we'll kind of introduce him officially. He's a marketing and growth leader who is currently heading marketing, sales, and GTM strategy at KnowDis, where he's driving B2B SaaS expansion across e-commerce, pharma, and enterprise segment. With a career spanning AI, simulation technology, industrial products, and enterprise solutions, he brings deep expertise in building and scaling technology-driven brands. He has also led product marketing, brand strategy, and marketing, market development. He's also a visiting faculty and mentor. Besides, his work sits at an intersection of brand, technology, and business growth. Thank you so much, Somraj, for joining us. Great. So the first question that we have for you over this session is that you are currently leading GTM strategy for AI-driven B2B SaaS solutions across enterprise and e-commerce segments. From your experience, what are the most critical decisions in the early stages that determine whether a SaaS product successfully scales or struggles to gain adoption?
Yeah, so Rishikesh, first of all, good evening, and thank you very much for having me. To address your question, I would like to take up 2 points. First
Yeah.
point is, what is the product? And that is something that we often skip. And that is something that has really plagued and caused issues for many companies for a long time. Startups have great ideas, they have a great market, they also identify the customer they want to serve, but they somehow forget what the product is. And there's a gap between what the solution is and what the product is, because there's something called as the product market fit. Startups miss that a lot, especially in the B2B SaaS space. At least that's what my experience says. And now with AI coming in, companies are facing a major challenge because everybody talks of AI, that AI is such a big solution, it's such a great use case, it's solving so many problems. But does it really have a market fit? That is the question people should answer. And I feel from my experience, companies lack there. Second point is there also has to be a price point that actually attracts customers. B2B SaaS space, as you know, is highly competitive. Anybody who's a somebody has opened shop, has come up with solutions, is solving problems for customers. But my experience says is that companies are facing pricing the right points for the customers. Even though they may have a great market fit, pricing lack. Somehow either they are overpriced, and surprisingly, you'll be surprised to hear this, they might be underpriced. What I mean by that is they may be providing a subscription model, and that may not be sustainable in the long run, because at the end of the day, as you understand, AI runs on LLMs and LLM runs on computing power. Computing power, basically the electricity and gigabytes of data. That's expensive. You have to price yourself right. So answering your question, these 2 points, very important: market fit and the right price point from where you can actually pivot. Because at the end of the day, you have to have scalability in your operations. Companies, B2B say SaaS space, enterprise space, they lack these 2 points. And many companies have failed because of this. Companies who are doing well, like some of the big ones we all talk about, without naming any, they are able to somehow click this right. And because they're able to click this right and do it right, they are gaining profits and benefits out of it.
Got it. Now, you have already mentioned it. Like when we talk about SaaS and technology companies, there is often a heavy focus on product and features. So, how can brand positioning and storytelling become a true growth driver rather than just a support function?
Yeah. Now, what is brand positioning in the AI B2B space? Brand positioning is about what the customer expects from you. Everybody talks, like we use our smartphones, we go on websites, everybody says we are AI enabled. There is no differentiation happening, there is no positioning happening. What is happening is a general use case of everything is AI, and AI is a magic wand, and you sort of just wave that magic wand and it will solve your problems. Customers really want that differentiation. Marketing always talks about this. When we in our marketing courses, we study this a lot. There is something called as a USP, or a most valuable product. Most valuable product is something that is missing in the AI B2B space. Companies are unable to differentiate themselves from the competitors, and because of the very fact that they cannot stand out from the crowd, their positioning severely gets impacted, due to which they suffer. Companies should obviously, what happens in the AI B2B space, you get a great tech team, you get a great CEO, you get great venture capitalists and funders, but you don't get a good marketing side. I have experienced it myself. In my previous organizations, wherever I've worked, I've seen that even though everything else is great, the marketing team somehow is unable to take the value to the market that is required. So marketing needs focus, marketing needs pivot, marketing needs leverage, and this somehow is lacking in early stage startups. Mature startups, Series B, Series C startups, or unicorns, they somehow are able to crack the formula. But early stage startups somehow ignore marketing. So my advice would be, if you want to really operate yourself and operationalize yourself in this space, please
Mm.
focus very heavily on your marketing scalability and operations.
Got it. Now, based on your work at the intersection of AI, SaaS, and e-commerce, what are the biggest shifts that you see in how businesses will acquire customers, personalize experiences, and build competitive advantages?
The biggest shift will be in GEO, or as we call it, AEO. What is that? We all know what is SEO, right? SEO is basically organic marketing, which happens on the digital platform. With AI coming in, and with recently ChatGPT and some of the others saying that they are going to commercialize or monetize the usage of AI, LLMs, and chat engines, people are going to pour in their personal experiences on these AI LLMs. And these LLMs are going to drive and lead customers to certain pricing decisions and purchasing decisions. This was not done earlier. Earlier, we used to call it personalized marketing, customized marketing. These were the terms. But now we will see AI driven marketing, which has not really taken off so far because people still feel AI is a standalone product or an item to be used separately from my normal day to day internet experiences. But in the coming 2 to 3 years' time, and with the AI India Impact Summit happening tomorrow and all other events happening in India, you will see this gap between the AI LLM you're using and your internet experience will merge. And you have a common platform which is called GEO or an AEO, where your interaction with the AI and your personalized marketing experiences will merge. What I mean by that is you may get up, so like Rishikesh, let's say you get up tomorrow, let's say you get up at 6 in the morning. Your AI will know based on your past history, the LLM will know that Rishikesh prefers a certain type of coffee at 6:30, and accordingly it will monitor your level of coffee consumption and decide by itself that, oh, the standard coffee mug or the standard coffee sachet that Rishikesh consumes will get over in such number of days, and based on that cycle recommend a certain brand of product to Rishikesh which Rishikesh may not be aware of. That is where companies will start making money. This is where AEO comes in, and this is going to be the next major shift. You may say that you're taking away agency from the normal customer when it comes to decision making, but this is the way forward, and companies are going to use it very heavily. Where do we fit into this? Ideally, we should not give AI all our rights, all our data points, all our consumption patterns. But are we doing that? As I told you, right now you are letting AI, I mean, all of us chat with those chatbots, right? ChatGPT and others. We are providing sensitive personal information which will be monetized in the days to come. So this is where I see the shift happening. But again, I'm just being a future teller over here. But yes, you will see this happening in the coming years. If not immediately, maybe give it a few 2 to 3 more years time, and you will see this happening.
Yeah, absolutely. We have already started, seeing companies investing a lot of money on optimizing the LLMs, for their own
Yes,
company profile, so that
yes.
customers or visitors who use the LLM search about the company get to know about the products properly. Great. Thank you so much, Somraj, for joining us on this podcast. Extremely happy that you shared your insights with our global audience. We'll be in touch and look forward to hosting you again.
Thank you very much.